1-2. Check 1-2. I am Seb O'Neill, and you are?
I am David Grant. Always have been, and probably always will be, unless they change the legal things around marriage and my wife may turn to Johnston, which was her maiden name.
Turning this off.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. play football.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
Now tries to move forward himself. Here's Malwal Nicola getting in the way there as Yared Abichu, and still with the ball trying to get past Nicola. And that one out of play. Brassam with the touchdown, who's able to be back in Adelaide United feet. Apologies if you missed the first minute or so of this one, but we're back here now. Haven't missed much. Well, I've only really missed a shot which didn't go towards goal, David.
Well, that's true. You missed a little bit of an analysis by me. Talking about the league tables and how Adelaide United, the table is so tight through that middle section that if United can win this today, they can finish the day third, but they can also, if they lose, finish seventh as Harry Crawford comes out the box.
Makes his way into the box, trying to get in the way was Lewis Kylo. Kept in play. And still trying is him there. O'Neill, White, Taladera. Here's Brody Burkett. He's been a bit of a surprise star for the youth team this season so far, David, as Brody Burkett.
He has, yeah. Although there's a number of them out there who've done well this year when you consider, Ryan White and Amlani Tatu, who've broken into the A-League side as well, and Burkett, as you say, has done very well at this level too. So there's a number of players out there who've really had great seasons so far, and we're not even at round 10?
Yes, round 10, nearly at the halfway point exactly of the season, David.
Oh,
I know, how quick's that gone?
Are you discounting finals though, aren't you?
True, very true. The regular season, I should say.
Yeah.
Throw in on that far side.
It'll be Christmas before we know it.
Throw in, headed on by Binyam Kabidi. Here's Catano putting a ball into the middle. Nicola is the only one there to get it though. Brissan couldn't get his touchdown, and now here's Ryan White. Phyllis with the captain's armbands today. No Vinko Stanisic, he's out with illness. Trying to get it forward to Amlani Tatu, but Lewis Laura Latanzio is there. Taladera to Ryan White. Might look to go back out wide, and he does do so. Mawal Nicola. Tatu gets it just in front of Joey Garuccio. Him right up against Yared Abichu. And that one is cleared away. Brissan trying to keep it in play, but only did so for the opposing side in Adelaide United. Kasumovic. Here is Harry Crawford, of course, has that A-League men's goal to his name. Might look to add to it in the NPL, and he does so. Harry Crawford. His fourth goal of the season.
And a great goal celebration into the corner there. He's taking a leaf out of somebody else's books there as he goes into the corner with a somersault celebration. Nice finish to the far post from a tight angle. He's deceived John Hall to score. And what does that goal signify, Seb?
That is the 200th goal of the men's NPL season.
I can't believe it. What an honour, and we got it.
I can't believe it either, David. Fifth minute goal for Adelaide United. Harry Crawford has that A-League men's experience as well, has that goal to his name, a stunning goal it was in the A-League, and this one maybe not as clean up, but still a goal nonetheless for his fourth of the season, Harry Crawford.
Oh, he's got to be happy with it. He'll take any goal you score if it's a tap-in, it doesn't matter. I mean, that goal he scored in the A-League was world class, wasn't it, really, from outside the box to the corner, but you can see any goal you can. Here's Garuccio comes forward.
Nicholas Bucco dispossessed there. Now Brody Burkett with the ball goes back out wide to Harry Crawford. The ball was just behind him. Here's Bailey O'Neill now. And we did say it was windy, David.
I was going to say we could do with a bit more wind.
Here's Nicola out wide to Tatu. Ball comes into the box, but John Hall is up to the task. A pretty rapid game being played so far. You have to say, David, in these opening few minutes.
Fast pace to start with. I guess that's the way of it up here. You know, there's an urgency about both teams' play here. It's very early to work out who's established control of the midfield, but certainly a very strong and solid start by the team in red.
Of course, for those who haven't noticed, this is an Adelaide United home game, but of course we're here at Barossa United. Their new facilities here was just officially opened pre-match. It's a lovely little place up here, David, in the far north, as we see Adelaide City get forward. We'll get back to you on that. Laura Latanzio putting it in for Kitano, and it finds the net.
Football, I love you.
What an exhilarating start to this match. Yuki Kitano adds to the score sheet and gets the equaliser within 2 minutes.
That's the 201st league goal this season, mate. Oh, yeah.
What a start we've had up here at the Barossa. We should come here more, David. More games here already.
Yeah, pop up next week, see who's playing. No, electric start. Both sides coming out, the blocks firing, and Harry Crawford's goal cancelled out in just the 8th minute of play here. 1-1 on a One World LED Sportal scoreboard.
Wow.
And there's that wind again.
Already back square. Just before that, we were just talking about, obviously, new facilities open up today here at the Barossa. It's a very lovely place, a lovely area of South Australia to come to. I think the only thing we can really complain about today is probably the wind we're getting on broadcast. We see Harry Crawford get forward again. Might be interrupted, and I'll let you speak, David. Harry Crawford putting a ball into the middle and then cleared away. Only as far as Bailey O'Neill. He has the hit, and it will be cleared in the end. Only as far as Taladera over the top looking for Burkett. He should be able to get the touchdown. Might have to look for Crawford. Doesn't do so. Instead goes back to Bailey O'Neill. He puts... I'm not sure whether that was... I think it was a shot in the end, but nothing threatening John Hall. Yes, David. On being here at the Barossa, finally. Let's talk about it. Lovely little area to come to.
It is, yes. It's a fair wee drive, obviously, for
you.
Yeah,
for you in particular.
Well, you've come from the Heights, so you've only, what was it, about 10 minutes for you? Yeah, it's about an hour and 15 for me, I think.
I think it was 35 for me.
Yeah, no,
so not too bad.
Pleasant enough drive for me up through the hills. Didn't have to go down to the city to get here, so pleasant enough drive. And I have been here before. I've coached here before. I was here with a junior side, junior girls side, when I coached the young ladies at the Adelaide Hills Hawks about 4 years ago.
Harry Crawford putting one to the centre. Tackle coming in, but here's Nicola looking from range.
Oh,
only finds the top of the netting.
That was dipping though, wasn't it? It was dipping, and I think John Hall had it covered, but there was always that chance it might creep in under the bar. But decent enough shot. The wind's just playing a bit of havoc, I think, out there, and it certainly seems to be favouring United at this point in time.
Good crowd as well here at the Barossa United Stadium. Adelaide City, I know they brought up a bus, took them out to a winery and a nice place for lunch as well, which is really good to see, making sure those fans do come up and support their team, even in, I suppose you can call it a regional venue.
I would say it's regional, yes. Yeah.
Of course, Barossa United as well, a side coming into State League 2 next season as well in the men's side of things. So, more games, more senior men's games to come here very soon.
Yep. No, it's a nice area. My great-grandparents, I mentioned to you off air, were married not 10 kilometres from here. They came out here from Germany in the late 1800s. I know I don't appear that old, but no, that's the truth. They came out here from Germany, and they were married in the Light Pass, not 5 kilometres from this very venue.
Ball looking over the top from Phyllis. Couldn't find a teammate. And that one just launched high. How to play for a throw. A lot of storylines in this one today, of course. I mean, you have to call it a rivalry between Adelaide United and Adelaide City, the two probably, or arguably, you'd have to say the bigger Adelaide-based teams in Australia, probably 1 and 2 arguably.
There might be a couple of people out there who dispute that with you, but I know where you're coming from.
Yes.
You look at the old guard and the new guard, if you like, if it can be termed that way. You know, Adelaide City, a former National League champion, and Adelaide United, okay, this isn't their first team, this is their youth team, but you know...
Plenty of first teamers playing, though.
That's true, yeah. A club formed in, 2003, and their seniors compete in the national stage now, so... I've went to a lot of NSL games back in the day, and I remember a lot of those glory days for City. But as a club, you know, they are an institution really here in South Australia, and still competing at the highest level
they possibly can.
Yeah.
Throw in for Adelaide City.
And I went today. We'll put them back up into second. Beograd currently in second, but this is a game in hand for City.
That ball headed away. Will reach Brody Burkett. It won't actually. Abichu just putting it back into the area. Here is Burkett. Trying to put in a ball through for Harry Crawford, but could only reach Juan Gutierrez, and now back to John Hall.
And this is the third Adelaide United game that I've been at in as many weeks.
I think it's my first one of the season, Adelaide United youth game.
Is that right? I seem to have been to quite a few. I was at Campbelltown. I was at Campbelltown 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, and at Mount Barker last week when they played Playford in the league. Third week in a row.
Well, you say that about sort of patterns. It is quite interesting that this is the second of a 5-game home run for Adelaide United. Of course, last week technically home and this week technically home.
Yeah.
But then their next 3 games, all home games. Against Modbury, Croatia Raiders and Adelaide Comets.
So in essence then, they're playing about 5 or 6 home games in a row.
This is their second of 5 home games in a row.
Yeah.
Here's Burkett on the edge of the box. Finds the option in Ryan White.
White should have had a ping there. He had the space, but he decided against it, and he's opted to go back, hasn't he?
Good to hear the wind has died down momentarily as well for our ears' sake, for the people watching at home's sake, I think too.
The day hasn't warmed up though, has it?
No. I think on this side as well, it's a lot more cool to look. We're under a few trees on this side, whereas the side you see on camera, of course, is bathed in sunlight.
Yeah, so I was just going to add to that little comment before that I think the locals have come out here in numbers. I think there's a decent crowd out here today. Last week at Mount Barker, I'll be honest, it was a little bit disappointing. The numbers were down. It was a cold day, right enough, but probably no colder than it is today. But certainly a big crowd out here today, and I think a lot of the locals are here. It seems like the club have really got behind this, and their members and players and so on are out in numbers.
I'm not sure what this delay is for at the moment.
They've lost the ball. Seb, they can't find the ball.
Is that really what it is?
No, I'm not sure. That was just a guess.
Is it a shin pad?
Is it a glass? Something in the... Oh, it's a shin pad. Harry Crawford had lost a shin pad.
Seemed like a long delay for a shin pad.
That seems to have been it, though. He's put a shin pad in and we're about to get back underway.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mawal Nicola with the throw. No foul, says referee Tom Brinkworth. Amlani Tatu is free to go forward and down that wing, putting in a ball into the area and just booted upwards, and thought maybe out for a corner, but not so. Bucco clearing him out of play. Ball one back. Here's Catano. Already has that goal, putting one through for Kibiti. Claims to have been fouled, but none heeded by our refereeing staff. Bit of a collision of bodies there between Taladera and Catano, but happy to help each other up. Good to see.
Bailey O'Neill here just about to take this throw, and good use of the body. It was shoulder to shoulder, but I've seen fouls given for less, as he sort of gave his opponent Kibiti a little nudge as he went for that through ball.
Phyllis. Here's Ryan White. Can you believe he has already 21 A-League men's games under his belt, does Ryan White. Here's Nicola. Puts one in the middle for the aforementioned Only falls back out. Here's Tattoo, looks to strike!
Oh, nice one.
And Tattoo's is just a little bit wide.
Just a wee bit high as well, maybe. Ryan White, when was his debut? Are those 21 appearances all from this season?
No, from across his... I'm not sure, I can't remember. That's probably one thing I should have in my notes when he made his debut.
That makes it a bit awkward, doesn't
exactly.
it? Yeah, let's rewind. Oh, is that right? 21 games? That wouldn't be across this season. That would be across a couple of seasons. Moving on.
I think
Here's John
last two seasons, maybe. Header won by Bressan. Ball played back by Francese. Here's Kylo. Now Abichu. Another former Adelaide United player. Played 9 A-League men's games for them, and on his debut actually had a somewhat long-term ankle injury. I think against Melbourne City from memory, I want to say.
Well, I won't ask you any more further questions on that in case you just don't know.
Here's one over the top. Ethan Cox should be able to catch and is so. A lot of connections, as I said earlier. Of course, Vas Parhas now in charge of Adelaide City, former youth team assistant coach. The two Lynches, Fergus and Henry, both only off the bench for either side today. Trying to look else. John Hall, of course. Here's Francese, having to get past Ryan White. And Bailey O'Neill was there to help when the ball just falls behind. Taladiera, Burkett. Ooh. And that one's just sort of a collision in the back, I think, yeah. Almost a gluteus.
Yes, I think maybe the coccyx. Certainly painful for him. He's seems to be in a little bit of pain there. And is it Oliver Weston, the culprit?
Lithus Bucco's happy to add his 2 cents as well. It's actually Lewis Kylo getting talking to for that.
Oh, yeah. Weston's on the far side, isn't he? Yeah, no, it was a very strong challenge, and it was from behind as well, so referee Brinkworth just happy to let that one slide, have a quiet word.
Just delay and play for that slight injury to Brody Burkett. Is their top goal scorer this season with 5. Harry Crawford now just behind him with 4. And Amlani Tatu, Joe Garuccio, 3 apiece there. And that win's come back.
It has, yeah. I have to do a quick run to the car and get my jacket at half-time, I think. 19 minutes gone. Been entertaining though, hasn't it? 2 goals and
that opening 5, 10. Yeah. I think it was 8 minutes for the first 2 goals. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Harry Crawford in the 6th minute and Yukai Kitano in the 8th minute. 2 goals, but nothing else to separate the 2 sides really.
Here's a ball out on the wing for Luis Laurie Latanzio. Gets past Nicola, puts it in for Brisson. But this flick down not working out. Hit Tatu. Nice little bit of skill there to put one through, and it's a lovely ball for Brody Burkett from Amlani Tatu. Burkett having to go against one, still trying to keep it within his feet. Still has it. Burkett trying to put one into the area and is dealt with by Adelaide City only for the time being. That ball out falls to Bailey O'Neill. Ryan White now back with O'Neill. Has the option of Crawford out on the left, doesn't elect to go with him. And instead it's back with Fazo Kasumovic and Ethan Cox now. Ryan White receives. Here's Bailey O'Neill again. Fulham United Junior is Bailey O'Neill. All of these Adelaide United players, of course, will have those junior clubs which they've played for. That one goes out of play. 20 minutes in. Score between West Torrens, Burkalla and Comets still at 0-0 as they, I reckon, entered in the second half about 10 minutes or maybe 20 minutes ago now, actually. So that'd be in the late stages of that one. Of course, played each other in the Cup only midweek last week, I think.
That's right, yeah. Met each other just then and meeting each other again today. And no love lost between the two by all accounts. We did have a bit of the first half on, and it looks like a fiery encounter, that one.
But don't watch it. Watch this.
Oh, this is the game to watch.
Yeah, this is the one to watch.
Yeah.
As there's a foul there from Brodie Burkett on Brisson, and will be given as an Adelaide City free kick. .11 degrees here in the Barossa, or Nuriutpa to be exact.
Penrice Road, home of Barossa United.
Do you want the coordinates as well? Longitude and altitude.
I did put the address into my GPS and I still managed to miss it. It is tucked back from the main road a little bit, though. They get the high school there, the ovals there, the caravan park, so certainly a big, nice, open area and a sports complex with more than just soccer.
Nice touchdown from Catano. Ball put out to the wing from Gutierrez. His ball in had a bit too much on it. In fact, it was offside.
Picked up by the assistant Ethan McCormick here.
Touchdown by Garuccio, and he has won a foul too. Free kick for City. Taladera. An attempted challenge is put in there by Laurie Latanzio. Taladera turns well. Here's White. He, of course, former Para Hills Knights. Dispossessed here. Kabidi. Here's Brisson. Sorry, Franchisi putting a ball through for Brisson. He has the strike on goal. I think he tried to chip Ethan Cox there.
Yeah. That's not easy to do at the best of times, never mind from that angle. But do you know what? If we just give it a bit more lift, I think it would have dipped all right. But ambitious.
Here's Tatu. His touch just a little bit too much, however. He's certainly one to look out for, his young Amlani Tatu. Only 18 years old, but has been on the radar for a few years now already, I think. A late challenge there from Nicholas Bucco. And was quick to protest the fact.
In a most animated way, too.
I thought referee Tom Brinkworth was about to book him. Just by body language, but looks like he might have escaped that. But you'd imagine that any untoward challenges for the rest of the game would result in an instant booking, you'd think, from now on after that.
He's refereeing it very well. He's letting these early ones go, and he's having a chat with them for each one that has the potential to be a card, just to let them know that, you know, that you're in the wrong, and it's noted. I'm sure the next one, maybe two, will end up in a booking. He's certainly been letting them know that it'll be forthcoming. Bucco's persistent here in his chat with Brinkworth in the middle of the park, but I think it's been good, decent refereeing there to just have a chat quietly, and then the bookings will come eventually.
Brisson puts one out wide for Kabidi. Has Bailey O'Neill against him. Now Catano has the ball. In the middle to Brisson. Probably could have had a hit there, I reckon. If he was looking for that far left post. Has a wicked left foot on him. Just elected not to. Taladera. Nicola. Phyllis back to Taladera and then Nicola again. Ball looks for Tatu as he kept it in play. No. Has Amlani Tatu. Throw on the far side for Adelaide City. Headed upwards with no real direction, but Adelaide United the beneficiaries. Tatu, the first time ball to Taladera. Then he's looking for a chip over the top. Couldn't reach it though. I think he's claiming for a handball perhaps as well. Bit of a tangle of legs there, and it's been given as the Adelaide United free kick. Adelaide City free kick, sorry. Nicholas Bucco over it. As always, of course, the captain of Adelaide City. 36 years young. Decent ball looking at the back post, headed back down. Laurie Latanzio gets on the end of it. Takes himself wide, has Kylo behind of him. Will come off Burkett out for a throw.
It was interesting at the back there. Lewis Kylo was left all by himself. Adelaide United, I think, were aware he was there, but they just left him completely unmarked. So they compressed their area right in the centre of the penalty spot and left that wide section, if you like, clear. But it gave Kylo a free header. Nothing came of it, but it was interesting that United were content to leave him out there.
Long throw into the area, headed away, only as far as Bucco. Ethan Cox thought about coming out to try and collect himself. Perhaps better he didn't. Here's Nicola. Tattoo with a bursting run down the right wing. Gets on the end of this one. Battles against Ollie Weston. And Oliver Weston does well. Well, Brody Burkett just applying pressure to John Hall. And has gone down with a bit of an injury. I think maybe he might have just caught sort of the end of that swing of the boot from John Hall, perhaps, is my guess.
Possibly, I missed it, to be honest. But just to go back to what Weston was doing there, that's a solid piece of defending against Tattoo in that right-hand side. You know how quickly Tattoo can make his way down a wing and how tricky he can be with the ball at his feet. So great defending by Weston to keep him at bay and in the end rob him of possession and play the ball back to John Hall to clear the danger. I'm sure you can pick that wind up on your television sets at home, but I'm showing my age calling it a television set, aren't I? But yeah, it's just picked up.
And that seems to have stopped again.
It just starts immediately. Here's Nicholas Bucco in the middle of the park.
Bucco looking for a ball wide. I think just having the sun in his eyes there, Laura Latanzio. Has the ball now. Once again against Nicola, putting a ball in, looking for Kabidi, but is shielded off by Bailey O'Neill. Will be a corner though.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
It feels like a small park. Does it feel like a small park to you? It doesn't look like it's got a great length about it.
I think if you're comparing it to the likes of maybe a Campbelltown or a Service FM, I think I do agree with you, yes.
Just has a small, compact feeling about it, you know. I mean, in terms of its width, you know, I don't notice it so much, but it seems short.
Corner to come in from Brisson. The header's there. It will fall out to Juan Gutierrez. Another ball put in. Having to shield his eyes from the sun there. Have a player down. Not sure who it is.
I think it might be Lewis Kylo.
I think you're right.
I think he's holding his shoulder.
Yeah.
Mind you, the shoulder he was holding is the one that he was hauled back up to his feet with, so maybe he's all right. And interestingly, a change of boots, I think, over there by Amlani Tattoo. That's interesting to see, isn't it? Maybe he's putting wet ones on.
What, like F1 tyres?
Yes. I've
got to go on the softs for the second half.
Yeah.
Got to burn the pace.
Yes, it's going too quickly. Get the dry tyres on. I must confess to not having great expertise about these synthetic pitches. They weren't really around when I was a player, and I don't know them that well, so I'm not sure how that works, why you change boots and so on. And that's what he's doing. Unless they're a new pair and he's just finding them a wee bit hard to wear in. As John Hall ends up with the ball back at in Adelaide City's goal. Rolls it out to Abitu. Buko.
That's Taladera right on him there. Ball through. Just trying to find the angle. Cox is there making the save and then cleared away in the end by Satiri Phyllis.
And Phyllis had to make sure, didn't he? Because Katana was on his shoulder there. As Kabedi made his way through. Good goalkeeping by Cox to keep the attack out.
Long throw comes in, but headed away by Kasumovic. Now down the wing for Crawford. Crawford making his way into the area. Couldn't get past one. Might find the angle in. Tatu! Nearly found the goal too.
Yeah, it was a fine shot off the post. Well judged by Hall to leave it. Risky, but he let it go, and it's gone out off the post for a City throw.
Buko just getting rid of the ball really, more than anything. Laurie Latanzio deep for the time being, but plays a nice ball through for Oliver Weston. Lovely weighted. Weston trying to find just some way in. Couldn't do so. Now here's Tatu. If he can get to it. Unable to. Still with Adelaide City. Two big jumps there. Here's Buko.
Francesi covered the ground that Weston had left open there from his run. Well, attack breaks down though, and Adelaide United have the throw in at left back.
O'Neill to Taladera. That ball won't make it through. Laura Latanzio. Oh, a nice little ball over the top there. The ingenuity of Laurie Latanzio there to just pop that ball in to the perfect area.
It was perfectly weighted and perfectly flighted, and I think maybe Kabedi just wasn't ready for it to come all the way through to him, and I feel Kabedi maybe should have done a wee bit better there. I feel his the final touch, if you like, didn't justify the setup, but a great ball by Laurie Latanzio. Laurie Latanzio, should I say.
Here's Amlani Tatu making his way through, has Buko to contend with. Luis Carlo's in the way there and clears. Stays in play though. Tatu back with it, plays it back out wide, and now that one delivered in will fall easily enough to John Hall. 10 minutes left in the half of this one. Still 0-0 with 15 minutes left between Adelaide Comets and West Torrens Berkala. I'd be inclined to say we've had a better game so far.
So far, but don't curse us. We certainly had a better 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes,
yes.
A goal in the 6th minute and a goal in the 8th minute. It's been open and free-flowing, though. I mean, no complaints from me in terms of the entertainment here.
Well, last time this fixture was played, it wasn't that close. It was actually up at Mount Barker. Round 20 last year, 4-0 win for Adelaide United. Luki Ivanovic scoring a hat-trick that afternoon, and Yaya Dukuli getting on the score sheet as well for a 4-0 win. Wonder what they're doing these days, David.
Who knows? Never heard of them since then. Yeah, it's funny how things work out in just the space of 12 months. I was at that game, and I remember it quite well. And at the time, from memory, was that when Adelaide City were just coming out of that loss?
Well, that was towards the end of the season, so they would have been in a I would say they would have been in a decent position by then, probably top 5, top 4 maybe.
I've got a feeling it was near the middle of the season, about this time of year.
Because they had a poor start to the season last year. I think they didn't lose. Oh, sorry, they didn't win for about 6, 7 games maybe, something like that.
That's right. But
then they won a bunch in a row at the same time.
But I've got a feeling that game was around the end of that losing streak, and about this time of year.
Laurie Latanzio getting on the end of that one. Still trying to find a way in. Plays the ball to Bressan, flicks it back, but second time he's tried that sort of flicked back move and just hasn't worked out.
can't believe how busy it is over there in the caravan park. See how many people are over there? It's a popular place, isn't it?
Lovely area of the world here. Don't see why you wouldn't. That one should be a corner and is so. Off of Nicola.
Well, Nicola raises his hands in innocence, but we must be about 60 metres away, and it looked a corner from here, didn't it?
Corner comes in, right into the centre, headed away by Phyllis. Gutierrez, back out wide. There's the 1-2, back in by Gutierrez. It will be another corner, perhaps. It is. Bressan on the corner. A lot of kids playing on that other pitch. You'll be able to see in shot as well. As the corner comes in from Bressan, finds the back post. The header from Bucco. His anger displayed.
It should have been better, and he knows it.
Pretty free there.
Quality player, Bucco, but that was pretty much a free header for him, and he just didn't manage to keep it down. Packed box. Every time the corner's coming in, though, that 6-yard box is just packed. So how Bucco managed to get the space, I'm not sure. See that? Do you think they practiced that at training?
Maybe. Kylo. Kabidi. Can't get his pass through. Is Ryan White. Nearly getting intercepted by Bressan there. A bit stuck is Ryan White. Managing to play their way out of it are the Reds. Nice ball from O'Neill. Taladera. Out wide to Nicola. Still trying to look forward, right into the centre. Here's Crawford looking for a second. Will be a goal kick. I just noticed as well, looks like the wingers have swapped around. Amlani Tatu is now out on this left-hand side.
He has, yep. And I think that's only just happened. Not long until half-time. I imagine neither team really satisfied as of yet. No, I don't feel that either side have particularly got the upper hand, do you? I mean, I feel it's been a fairly even contest. If anything, maybe Adelaide City in the last 5 minutes have had a few more efforts than Adelaide United. Yeah, I'd agree with you there. But over the course of the 40 minutes that we've watched, neither side's really had the ascendancy. Ryan White does well there. O'Neill has to get past Bucco. Well, Bucco's got it. And he wins out. His pass not making it through, though. Lori Latanzio couldn't make the interception. And it's a ball out wide from Phyllis. Crawford puts the ball right into the middle, needs a hit. And it's just poked wide by Joey Garuccio. Actually, I don't think Garuccio got touched it, did he? Sends up a goal kick. John Hall on it. Burkett. Catano getting in the way momentarily of Ryan White. Harry Crawford trying to get past Oliver Weston. Wins the throw out of it. Nicola to take. And that one headed into the crowd there on that far side to where we are.
you like wind, this is the game to watch and listen to.
If you like wind. Never been fussed on it myself. I mean, I don't mind a little bit of wind. It's a healthy enough thing to have, but I don't overly like it.
Yeah, I didn't think about it in that way. Ball over the top. Here is Kabidi. Puts it right in front of Gutierrez. Had a bit of space to run into. Puts it into the centre. Cleared away. Bucco. Headers back down. Has the strike himself. Was it deflected? No, just not one of the greatest of shots.
No, and a good chance there by Daniel Bressan. Just didn't get the shot right. But if he had, then I think City might have had a bit more luck there. Just didn't make the connection he needed to be able to test the goalkeeper.
Spoke about history in this fixture a bit earlier. This is the 19th meeting between the two in the NPL. First being back in 2016. Adelaide City with a 6-0 win that afternoon. And I'm going to go through some of the team lists that afternoon for both sides, David.
Okay.
And pretty cool, right? Ryan Veach for Adelaide City.
Is that right?
Yep. Matt Halliday as well.
Yep.
Jordan Pudler, Joel Allwright. Foul given on the end of the box there.
Hang on, which team's this you're reading now?
This is Adelaide City.
City,
Joel
yeah.
Allwright,
Yep.
Anthony Costa,
Yep, all right.
Nikola Mileušnić, who got a hat-trick that afternoon. Nicholas Bucco, of course.
Yes.
Thomas Love, Josh Morey to 19 years of age. Luke Osby and Ben Moore.
That's incredible. They're all pretty much all still playing, aren't they, at various clubs?
Some coaching.
Yeah. That's
And that's only Adelaide City.
What year's that?
2016. So 9 years ago.
Of course, Nicholas Bucco's been playing for Adelaide City since 1971.
Here's Tattoo. Out wide to Crawford. Looks to try and make inroads into the box. His cross comes in. I'll go through the rest of the Adelaide United team list in a moment because that's quite astonishing as well. Taladera. Goes back to Nicola. Strong challenge in there, and it will be given as a free kick.
So this would be an Adelaide United youth team from 2016.
2016.
So 10 years ago.
Yep. Daniel Margush.
Right.
Ruan Tongyik, who went on to represent Australia at the Olympics in Tokyo. Jordan O'Doherty.
Right.
Samed Altundag. Mark Ochieng. Ben Warland. Johnny Kutrumbus, who I think is at the Newcastle Jets at the moment. Paul Wilson. John Hall. Isaac Richards. And a bloke called Riley McGree played that afternoon for a losing 6-0 Adelaide United youth side. I wonder where he is these days.
Is he still at Middlesbrough?
Yes.
He is.
He is. But how's that for 9 years ago?
I know.
Those two teams. And those weren't all the players. Those were probably the most higher profile players that most people would probably recognise these days.
And you think, 9 years ago is quite a long time in terms of a football career, but it's not that long ago in terms of calendar.
Tattoo goes short with the free kick to Crawford. He'll put a ball in and will win a corner. And on that day as well, as I said, Nikola Mileušnić with a hat-trick, Mamadi Kamara scoring, Anthony Costa scoring, and a certain Nicholas Bucco also scoring that afternoon as well in their first ever NPL fixture between each other.
He's been playing since 1967, that Bucco lad, hasn't he?
That year goes older and older. I'm not sure what the idea with that free kick was there, went all the way back. Now delivered back into the area, header one. But a weird set piece, you'd have to say, there as we enter additional time here at the Barossa.
It was. It's, yeah. I mean, you vary your corners. You might take a short one or you might play it back, but to go all the way back is quite unusual.
We've had a goal update as well from around the grounds. West Torrens Burkalla 1-0 against Adelaide Comets at Adelaide Comets in the 86th minute. Of course, they actually lost to them in the Cup midweek 3-0.
Yeah.
So
if the result stays that way, it's a massive result for West Torrens, isn't it? They're desperately trying to get points as they languish down at the nether regions of the ladder. So be an important win for them if they can get that one.
Especially with Modbury winning on Friday night as well. Huge for them as well against Playford.
Right. That would be the bottom two sides winning, wouldn't it? Oof.
Correct at the moment.
Yeah.
Burkett couldn't find the end of it. Kylo will header away and out. Not sure how long of additional time we will have.
We have had a couple of stops. We've stopped a couple of times for Brodie Burkett, haven't we?
Ball comes into the back post. Sorry, David. But continue on.
Well, I was just going to say we have had a couple of stops. There's been 2 goals and we stopped a couple of times for Brodie Burkett. So there might be 3 minutes, 4 maybe.
Kept in by Garuccio. Crawford has a bit of space to try and time his cross. Still with it is Harry Crawford. Nearly finding Brodie Burkett there if it wasn't for Lewis Kylo. And now Adelaide City get away. Playing it down the wing. Is he offside, Laura Latanzio? No. Just being held there, but fairly, by Nicola. As that brings an end to first half proceedings. An exciting first 10 minutes or so. And then I guess sort of the rest of the half sort of stayed at a constant pace is probably the right way to put it.
Yeah, I think neither side have really managed to get the complete ascendancy over the other through the period of the 45 minutes or so. But certainly a brisk opening with Harry Crawford scoring in the 5th minute and Catano equalising in just the 7th minute. So a lot to look forward to, I think, in the second half.
Absolutely, don't go anywhere. Second half coming soon here from the Barossa. Half-time score, Adelaide United 1, Adelaide City 1.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Hi, Stephen Curry here. Way too many Australians are seriously injured or die on our roads, and everyone has a right to get home safe every day, no exceptions. Let's champion road safety for all our sakes. Remove distractions, keep your phone out of sight, don't speed, drive tired or under the influence, and talk with friends and family about staying safe on the road. For more info, visit the website, take the pledge and wear a yellow ribbon on yourself or your car to show your support. Let's all stay safe out there.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
And he's done so, and he's made it 2-0. Contender for goal of the week. He knows Magello off his line, and he's chipped him for about 25 yards out and has taken a 2-0 lead.
Hi, Stephen Curry here. Way too many Australians are seriously injured or die on our roads, and everyone has a right to get home safe every day, no exceptions. Let's champion road safety for all our sakes. Remove distractions, keep your phone out of sight, don't speed, drive tired or under the influence, and talk with friends and family about staying safe on the road. For more info, visit the website, take the pledge and wear a yellow ribbon on yourself or your car to show your support. Let's all stay safe out there.
What I'm excited about, like the most, how we can come together, learn about everybody, because we're not the same, but we're somehow the same.
The community came to government to express their concerns about young people. It is our role to listen and it's our role to act.
There's so many kids wanting to play the game from all walks of life.
African Youth Program was established to help Africans with sport, cultural identity, mentorship.
Having a program that's going to target the African children, given it's their sport of choice, presents a huge opportunity to link participation in football with education, which is a perfect mix.
I think the African Youth Program will be a very inclusive program with different teams, different schools coming to play with us.
It's like a very big opportunity to expand skills, knowledge, and in different areas of life.
Most of the kids will grow from this program to be able to become valuable, positive contributors in our society.
Like a voice to be spoken with and not being scared to show your skills.
This empowerment program has many different aspects to it, and of course sport is one of those, but it's actually really about finding your place in the world.
I think everybody's pushing in the one direction to make sure that we can make a real difference.
It's not just a game, it's a very passionate sport that millions of people around the world love to play. That's what football is.
Ryan with the free kick. Comes off Cameron Woodfins. Oh, what a save. What a save by Cody Ostreich.
Lining up. He's sent into the area. And it's great save there from Woodlands. And we'll give another corner in the end, but
have all 3 points tonight. Although, still possible opportunities. Jai King-Byrne with the header. And Vaughan, I think, had to make that save.
Hit it and does. And it forces a great save from Magetto there and pushes it wide for a corner.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
Has a little bit of space, takes it down nicely and plays a nice sweet ball to Millie Scott. Scott on the run now has a shot and she's beaten her opponent to the far post and opened the score for Metro United. Fine goal by Millie Scott and it's 1-0 in the One World LED Sportal scoreboard. Rushes aside, great. Comes out to Hadaj. She finds Mansueto at the far side, she's onside. Nice touch by Mansueto to get past her opponent. She struck that beautifully and Metro United have got themselves back ahead. After some fine work on the far side of Victoria Mansueto. It's 2-1.
Back to Noto again, just putting a ball into the centre. Could this make it? Number 5. Good save from Lucas.
That ball clipped over from Rojas. The flag has stayed down. Rojas to restore Flinders' lead. Saved. The edge of the penalty area, you would imagine. And the ball might break here. Box! Oh, great save, Jenner. It might still fall for Box.
On the back of the announcement of the celebration of football, Football SA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, which will see 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
It can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would the kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here again will allow our average parents, supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up and actually take on the team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with Football SA, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given the professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club and it's just a win-win for everyone.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Welcome back for the second half here at the Barossa United Stadium. 1-0 at the half-time break between Adelaide United and Adelaide City. Harry Crawford and Yuki Katano on the score sheet in the opening 7 minutes. And we hope, David Grant, we get plenty more of the same in the second half.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it was an exhilarating opening 10 minutes that we saw. And the rest of the half was entertaining enough. So a bit more of that, please. Throwing in this near side. Crawford intercepts. Burkett has it.
Finds the wide ball with Harry Crawford now. You've gotten your jacket in the second half, have you, David? I've put mine on.
I'm having to stand for a moment because my knee... My knees when I got up before were just quite painful.
And you keep saying Nicholas Bucco is older.
It's definitely a chill. I think this is even colder than a Scottish summer's day.
Here's Ryan White. Looks for and finds Garuccio. Taladera. Burkett was quick enough to keep the ball. Here's Amlani Tatu. Tatu still with it. Trying to look for Ryan White. Couldn't find him. No. Francese. His ball forward deflects back to Nicholas Bucco. Catano looks down the wing for Laurie Latanzio. Has to battle against Nicola. His ball only goes straight to Ethan Cox, though. Sun seems to have disappeared a little bit for the second half as well. Which certainly, I think, made it feel a bit colder than it is.
It's certainly lower in the sky as Garuccio comes through here.
Here's Joey Garuccio still in the box, needs to find the cut back. He did do so, but Harry Crawford just couldn't get in the way there. Having a nice conversation there, Nicholas Bucco and Harry Crawford.
Little exchange between Crawford and Bucco, yeah.
Happy to have a chat, of course, for both of them.
It's continuing as well. And then Laurie Latanzio lets Crawford know he's there too.
Nicola gets the poke. Francese, though, getting it back. Laurie Latanzio on this left wing against Nicola. Gets past. Plays it just behind for Bressan. Putting a ball right into the middle, but Ethan Cox tall enough to pretty much just poke it out of the air.
Yeah, Catano was the target. It was a nice little cross and a great little piece of interplay there between Bressan and Laurie Latanzio to set up the chance, but here comes City again.
Still trying to find inroads. Here's Francese. His shot blocked. Kylo does well there and wins the free kick off of it too. As looks like the floodlights are coming on now too.
Yes.
It's getting darker as well.
It is.
Just past 4 p.m.
That's what happens when the sun sets. I think it's just disappeared behind the trees behind us.
Garuccio.
Abachu took about half an hour to get the ball over there, didn't he? I'm going to try sitting down again.
Better?
Oh, a wee bit, yeah. It's just so cold.
It's going to freeze your bones.
Oh, man.
Wind not as loud this half as well so far. John Hall looks long. Nicola with the header. Here's Bucco. Finds a lovely ball wide. Gets the touchdown, then the hit. It's just over the bar. Quite some distance.
Yeah, didn't get onto it at all, did he? Leant right back and it's gone about 4 miles over the top.
Francese, Bucco. Laurie Latanzio just missing the touch there, but will still fall in favour of Oliver Weston. Laurie Latanzio looking for that long ball wide. Couldn't find it. Bailey O'Neill over the top for Tatu, who's probably yet to really make a mark so far in this game, you have to say, in compared to his already quite lofty standards.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the problem with being a bit of a star in the making is that the standards set high, and he's certainly been quieter this game than we saw last week at Mount Barker against Playford City. He had a fantastic game that week, and has been a bit quieter, but maybe he could attribute some of that to City's marking of him as Crawford comes through.
Crawford on the edge of the box, I think trying to go himself, instead goes wide to Tatu. And just as we were talking about, him does get that shot off, but not on target.
Nah, he got it wrong, didn't he? And it was well wide in the end. Didn't test the keeper at all. I haven't felt this cold in a long time. I'm sorry to reiterate it, but
I'm getting a headache from the cold, to be honest. It's hurting my head. Broussard to Laurie Latanzio. Puts it through, finds Kabidi, but he is offside. Still happy to finish was Broussard, even though it wasn't going to count.
Yeah, he even went for the top right-hand corner.
I know, it was a good finish, eh?
From about 2 yards out. Always aiming for the corner.
I think it's finished at full time as well between West Torrensburg Carrot and Adelaide Comets, with West Torrensburg Calla winning 1-0 in the end. Trying to find a way through. Yeah, just double check there. It is full time there at Ellis Park. Meeting Burkalla has 6 points in 2 weeks. Just like that, how a season can turn, David.
Absolutely. Are they off the bottom? We'll have to check.
Didn't check that.
I'll check that for you.
Thank you.
I keep putting you in these uncompromising positions. I'm not the one that's supposed to ask the questions.
O'Neill making his way into the midfield. Plays it forward. Here's Garuccio. Has it wide now with Crawford. Looks to put a ball in. Cuts it back for Garuccio. Has the strike on. Goal, Garuccio! And it's a lovely finish to put Adelaide United 1 goal in front. 2-1 in the Barossa.
John Hall looks a deflated figure there, doesn't he? He was well beaten by that shot. And a nice finish by Garuccio to find that space. Get the shot in just inside the post and put Adelaide United 2-1 up.
7 minutes into the first half and 7 minutes into the second half. This afternoon here in Europa.
And West Torrensburg Calla's win will take them up to 10 points. They'll be level with Modbury Jets, but won't be above them in goal difference. It was just a 1-0 win, so they'll just be behind Modbury Jets by 1 goal.
And that leaves Adelaide Croatia Raiders bottom of the table.
Croatia Raiders
wow.
Croatia Raiders go bottom, yeah.
And they have the possibility of going to the Australia Cup round of 32 as long as they beat the Adelaide Hills Hawks on Tuesday night, I believe.
All right, that's right.
Of course, so do the Hills Hawks.
That's true.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Australia Cup football up at the Hawks' Nest.
Imagine if someone like Melbourne City are
having
to go to Woodside.
Isn't it? We're not saying it's a bad thing. We're just saying it would be quite, interesting.
It would be extraordinary.
I mean, you can say it more than anyone from being up near that way.
Yeah.
I probably haven't been there for a long time. Broussard. Bucco. Nice ball through the middle, but there was no one on the end of it there whatsoever. And now Adelaide United look forward again through Crawford. Garuccio. He's now equal with Harry Crawford on 4 goals for the season so far. Ryan White back out wide to Harry Crawford, putting a ball into the middle. John Hall able to catch that one. Catano gets the chest down, but I think claiming that he was maybe pushed or had arms in his back and couldn't do so successfully is the reason why, but the referee didn't see that. Needs to be quick there. Goes back to John Hall, does Sierra Dabitu. Header back forwards. Is Burkett offside? He is.
Yeah, he was a couple of yards off there, I think. Easy decision for the assistant to make there. Ethan McCormick in this near side.
Touchdown by Laura Latanzio. One back by Taladera. Now Harry Crawford. He's already been very involved in the second half so far. Having a helping hand in that second goal as well. Coming down the wing now, Tatu putting a ball in for Burkett. And an important block there to prevent another for Adelaide City. A small tussle between Kasumovic and Katano there, just a little ball over the top. Tatu out on the far left, puts it back to Burkett. Had numbers in behind him. O'Neill to Ryan White. Taladera, I think looking back out wide for Tatu, but couldn't make that ball initially. Still with it though. Tatu, unable to keep his feet. No foul, says the referee, and Adelaide City get forward now. Try to at least. Gutierrez, his ball back, unsuccessful, and just plays it right into the path of Emlani Tatu. Taladera screaming for it on the edge of the box there. Ryan White now. Passing it to Malwal Nicola. Garuccio. Taladera, sorry. Here's Crawford. And John Hall up to catch.
Nice piece of interplay between the Adelaide United team as they came forward there to get the shot in and create the space. And Hall spilled it a little bit. He's done that a couple of times. Both goalkeepers have had that experience, I think. You know, the ball's come in, it's hit them, and then it's been spilled back out. But he got it in the second grasp.
Substitute for Adelaide City coming on. Looks like Fergus Lynch. Well, double substitution actually for Adelaide City. Fergus Lynch, one of them.
Might be Luca Ullman, the other one. Hard to tell. They're at that VIP lounge and the white picket fence there. They're all penned in that VIP section.
Nicholas Bucco to come off. He unable to score like he did in this game 9 years ago. That is Fergus Lynch. Did they make another sub?
Yeah, they did. That is Luca Ullman on the far side, I think. My eyes don't deceive me.
Luke Ullman there, equal second top goal scorer as well this season with 2. Alongside Daniel Bressan.
Yeah, I feel.
I don't think he started the game yet this season.
I know. I feel. What's he got to do to get a wee chance from the start? You know, he is on form when he comes on, and like you say, he's scored a few goals. So
winners too, I think.
Yeah, Playford City one's the one that springs to mind. Important goals too, you know. He's been deployed in the far right there.
Laura Latanzio. Nice flick from Catano. I can imagine for Fergus Lynch, he might be wanting his younger brother Henry to come off the bench as well for Adelaide United so they can battle against each other. Not often, I think, many people get to play either with or against their brothers. Fergus Lynch, also another formerly of Adelaide United, was a part of their grand final winning team. It was a few years ago as that ball's given away. Here is Luca Ullman. Big collision there, and it's been given a free kick to the way of Adelaide United.
Ryan White guilty there of giving the ball away fairly cheaply. I mean, I don't think he even looked up when he made that pass, and it just went straight to Luca Ullman, who took it gratefully and gleefully. But uncharacteristic error there by White. Well, you can't be a superstar all the time, eh? Sometimes you have to have a break.
Here's Tatsu, nearly trying to make his way past there. Just passing the hour mark here. Up on the Barossa. Ball one back by Taladera. Has Burkett out wide. Taladera might look to go for himself. Puts a nice ball into the middle. It's a decent enough finish from Crawford, but John Hall was up to it.
What work by Taladera, though. He dragged 3 players with him. All 3 players from City went with him. And just left Crawford completely on his own with a free shot on goal. And Phil Crawford should maybe have done better. Look, he got the shot on target, but he's hit it fairly tamely straight to the goalkeeper, and you maybe think he should have done a bit better.
Good work by White there, has kept it with the Reds. Burkett. Garuccio. Has Brody Burkett as an option in behind. Instead plays the middle for Ryan White. Another save by John Hall, keeping his gloves warm on a day that I think he'd want to. Couldn't keep it there. Ryan White, is he fouled? No, says the referee. Tom Brinkworth. Oliver Weston, just a bit stuck maybe. Plays it back to Lewis Kylo.
He sort of ran out of options as he came through the middle, but it was congested and packed there. That his momentum took him there by more than any kind of design of his own, but just ran into trouble. But they cleared it up eventually, and City still have it. Here's Gaetano with his gashed socks at the state of the end.
Their sole goal scorer this afternoon, unless they can add to it here. Franchese goes out wide to Gutierrez now with the captain's armband. And Ethan Cox up to that task. That cross coming in. Nicola, pace down this right wing. Still trying to get past, but couldn't do so against Weston. Plays it back to Laurie Latanzio. He's been informed these past few weeks, perhaps maybe not so much this afternoon, David, as Laurie Latanzio.
That goal he scored a couple of weeks ago, the one where he ran most of the length of the park, was just extraordinary and typical of his form. In recent weeks, Laurie Latanzio has just been in great form, hasn't he?
Taladera. Here's Satiri Phyllis. Back to Brody Burkett. He yet to add to his 5-goal haul so far for this season. O'Neill to White. Back with Fezo Kasumovic. And that one will go out of play. Throw in for Adelaide City, Juan Gutierrez. John Hall. Back to Gutierrez. Plays it long, looking for perhaps Yuki Katano, and he does win the header. Puts it out wide to Luca Ullman. Needs to keep it in play though. Gets past, putting a ball into the area. Cleared away by Fezo Kasumovic.
It's quite a wrestle over there on that far side, isn't it?
Still trying to keep it. Is that a corner or goal kick? It's a goal kick. Burkett. White couldn't keep it. Bailey O'Neill able to do so. Ball cleared forward. Nicola. Harry Crawford was screaming for that ball for quite a few moments, and he's received it now. Crawford against Weston. Crawford putting a ball in. Finds Tattoo on the far side. His touch just not good enough at that moment. Burkett.
There was a great run by Crawford down that wing to get the cross in, but there were just no takers. And in the end, it fell to Tattoo. And as you say, he's just a little bit off form today. And but United still have possession.
Garucho going back. That one over the top will reach Nicola. Just plays it right in front of Crawford, pokes it through. But couldn't find a teammate in red.
Yep, Tattoo and Burkett were both there, but the ball just poked beyond them. But United with the best of the chances over the last probably 10-15 minutes or so, certainly since they scored their goal. And you do feel it's a tightly enough match that if United can get the next one, it might just put it beyond City.
Oh, that's a big fall there from Ryan White after that header. Right on his back, and they've got another player down as well. Still going forward, though. They choose to. Other Reds. Tattoo. A little bit stuck in that side there. Still trying to make his way past Tattoo. Will be clear to play both of those players down now, back on their feet. But that was a heavy fall to ground from Ryan White.
It was, and Taladera was the other player to go to ground, and it looked like he'd landed hard as well, but they're both up on their feet now.
That's another little coming together there between Kasumovic and Catano, which has sort of been happening for most of the second half. They've just sort of been biting away at each other behind play, and I've seen it quite a few times between those two.
Little niggly, yeah.
Definitely something to keep an eye on if you can, when neither of them have the ball. John Hall clearing down this left side. Phyllis winning that header. Lynch. Francese. Gutierrez and his armband flailing about there. Here's a good opportunity for Adelaide City. Francese putting a ball into the middle for Catano! And that's a lovely and brilliant save from young Ethan Cox. Point blank almost. And just had his arms in the right area.
Yeah, it was brave and it was courageous, and he did just enough, didn't he, from point blank, but a great stop. Candidate for save of the week, that one. Catano hit it nicely too, didn't he, in the volley?
The thing is, for someone like Ethan Cox, who's so large of a presence in goal, for him to get low like that is extraordinary almost. Here's the corner. Delivered into the front post, but Ethan Cox there and happy to capture. Lynch. Abichu. Francese. Has it out wide. Adelaide City with a little bit of possession at the moment, trying to attack forward, because they haven't done so in a little bit of time now. Allman wins the throw in there. 20 minutes left in the match, and substitution for Adelaide City as well. Nicholas Francesa coming off. And Freddie Muller coming onto the field of play.
And his socks are in absolute state as well.
Throw in to come into the middle, but headed away.
Here is Muller with his first touch. Goes back to his goalkeeper, John Hall, and receives it back again.
Freddie Muller, and Adelaide City Junior. He's been playing most of his games for the reserve team this season at 18 years of age. And also his NPL debut.
Good to see a young kid getting a start here as well. Latanzio comes at the box.
Latanzio just taken off balance, I think. Well, no, it's actually deflected off. But yes, no, just back to your point about good to see clubs bringing in those players through from 15, 16, even younger years of age, all the way up to their senior first team.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's come through the junior ranks and he is making his NPL debut up here in the Barossa, a game he'll remember for a long time.
Probably not where he'd imagined to have made his NPL debut.
No, that's true. I suppose he'd come through the ranks. The Barossa's the last corner comes in. Cox punches clear, sorry. Probably not where he expected to make his debut.
That one goes out of play. Throw in for Nicola. Adelaide United still yet to make a substitution. Here's Ryan White though, right in the middle there. Finds the wide ball in Tattoo. Won't go to him. Burkett will come in behind to retrieve. Nicola. Couldn't get his ball through, intercepted by Laurie Latanzio, and Phyllis will go back.
United don't tend to make a lot of substitutions. They only made 2 last week. Alex Battistella and Frank Busasa were 2 players that came on last week.
Both still on the bench this week, sorry.
Yeah. So, and Bailey O'Neill and Vinko Stanisic, who's not here today, were the 2 players that came off. But they don't tend to make a lot of substitutions in a match. I think the game before that I was at, or I saw them, was the Campbelltown game, I think. And I don't think they made many subs at that one either.
I suppose it is maybe a little bit of an awkward time for them at the moment, because last year you would have had the likes of Yaya Dukuli and Luki Ivanovic and Johnny Yull and the likes come down to play NPL level, whereas now they're all firmly first-team regulars pretty much, and I guess those players perhaps missing add just that little bit more depth.
Yeah, yep.
Perhaps.
No, I agree. I think you're right. Did I see Luki Ivanovic here? I think I saw him.
Possible. I know for a fact I saw Yadu Cooley and Johnny Yule were doing some signings as well.
Oh, maybe it was Johnny Yule. He had his hood thing up, like all the cool players do these days.
Ball comes into the area, headed away, goes as far as Amlani Tattoo. Throw-in goes to Fergus Lynch. Gutierrez. Kylo. Nearly intercepted, and that one's cleared into the crowds. Has been good to see plenty of people here come up this way for this showpiece match for this ground. Just wish it was a little bit warmer. my only criticism. Brisson misses the header, but gets a second go around to use his feet. Finds the option wide, and Laurie Latanzio has Nicola battles against him, finds his way in. Here's Laurie Latanzio. Maybe could have got himself now. Brisson shouts of a handball. Tom Brinkworth, the referee, quickly to wave those away. Now Adelaide United, look on a counter. Harry Crawford plays it just behind. Here's Burkett. John Hall able to capture. Adelaide City still looking for that equalising goal.
Quick glance at the table tell me that Adelaide United currently 6, but if scores stay the way they are, they'll actually go above Adelaide City on goal difference.
Wow.
They go from 6th place on 14 points. They'll actually go up to 3rd on 17 points, but their goal difference is better. If scores remain as they are, or if the result ends up being...
Nearly one there from John Hall, just nearly a mishap. But again, I think we pretty much say it every week, David, about how tight the league is this year. As we see this ball, we'll go back to that in a moment. Here's Laurie Latanzio out on the left wing, puts a ball right into the middle. Cox went down low to capture and did so successfully. But yeah, the league just ridiculously tight, and really, I don't think there's any team that I could predict to either definitely win the league or get relegated.
No, I mean, Metro Stars have got a little bit of a gap now. They're 5 points at the top. They're on 23 points, having played the 10 games. Second, FK Beograd, 18 points, so they're 5 points adrift.
Which is almost a surprise, you have to say, too.
Yeah, I don't think Scoffer comes through it. Yeah, you're talking about FK Beograd? Yeah, I don't think either of us have had predicted them to be up as high as they are now, and indeed, after the first 3 rounds, they were bottom of the table.
Abichu puts a nice ball through for Laurie Latanzio. He unable to beat Ethan Cox. Timed his run well to get his body in the way. Now with Malwal Nicola. His pass not successful the first time around. Bit of shirt pulling there, but... Burkett now. Finds the wide ball on Amlani Tatu. Still yet to make his impact, but here is Amlani Tatu!
Oh, Amlani Tatu!
And that's the moment he was waiting for!
Oh.
The young star finds his moment in the Barossa.
So you got your money's worth there, didn't you? What a strike! He's had a quiet game. We both said that. It's been a quieter game for him, and then he comes up with that. Oh, football, I love you. Vas Parhas on the far side with his hands raised as if to say, you know what?
What can you do?
Yeah.
What can you do there?
What a strike. That's stunning, isn't it? We're both a bit lost for words, I think.
Absolutely. And now Adelaide United will make that substitution. Brody Burkett coming off. And it will be Alex Battistella to, I think for the first time, play against his former club, which he played NPL football for.
That's right, yeah. Battistella, number 45, just come on there. Adelaide City player last year. Adelaide United player this year.
Juan Gutierrez still yet to fix his captain's armband, but happy to have it flailing about. Here's Tatu again. I'm sure now full of even more confidence than normal. Garuccio puts a ball through for Crawford, but just had the angles a little bit wrong. Goal kick for the Adelaide City. Couldn't keep the ball there. Good Freddie Muller, but has the throw. Weston takes and goes short to Muller. 10 minutes left in the half. And it'd be very hard to get a comeback initiated from Adelaide City, you'd think, at this point. But this game has been rather strange.
It has.
In points.
It has, and football's a funny game. You can be leading by 2 goals with 10 minutes to go and still contrive to lose a match or even or draw. But we did mention earlier on that we felt if Adelaide United did get the next goal, it would probably put it beyond City's reach.
And here they come forward again. Here's Tatu. Can he produce the magic once again? But his ball just touched out for a corner.
Yeah, I think it's too tightly poised, really, for one team to, the game, they've both been very tightly matched. I think the midfield now, there's big gaps in the midfield. I don't know if you've noticed that in the last sort of 15-20 minutes. The midfield has really opened up, and there are massive gaps in there from on both sides. But Adelaide United coming forward, they just look at the business just now.
And the game has been end-to-end in that way, as you said, with the midfield now opening up. It has been so much more end-to-end and sort of attacks going forward and back. Cross comes in from the corner. Cleared away only as far as the former Adelaide City player in Battistella. But you'd think if Adelaide City are to try and mount at least a comeback for a draw, they'd have to get a goal, maybe at least before the 85th minute, maybe. Otherwise, it might become too late.
In the next couple of minutes, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But to be honest, I'm not sure I can see City coming back from this now. I think that third goal is a real clincher for United, and look, they may yet prove me wrong. It is a funny old game, but I think United over the last sort of 15-20 minutes have just really utilised the space in midfield better than Adelaide City have. And I think that's maybe been the difference between the two at this point. But the midfield's really just opened up.
Substitution for either side awaiting to come on. In both red and black and white. And they'll make that now. Manuel Nicola for Adelaide United to come off, and Juan Gutierrez for Adelaide City.
This is a change of captaincy again.
And
looks like John Hall will probably be collecting the armband, or...
They've just gotten rid of the captain's armband. Yeah, no one gets to wear it.
I think they were going to give it to John Hall, but he's wearing the same colour. He's wearing the same coloured shirt as the armband, so they decided to dispose of it.
And it will be Captain Nicholas Booker to go and retrieve the armband, and I think go over and give it to John Hall. And also Henry Lynch coming on for Adelaide United, meaning we have the two brothers facing off for this final 5 minutes in this match in both Fergus and Henry Lynch.
Might be quite a quiet family dinner tonight, eh?
Depends which side of the table you're on.
Yes.
Nicholas Booker having done his work now to give the captain's armband to John Hall.
Third captain of the afternoon, Nicholas Booker, number 1. And then...
Juan Gutierrez, the second.
Yeah, and then John Hall now.
Bressan still trying to get something back for his Adelaide City side. And as you said, it might be too far gone at this point. And I think for not only the players here, but for the crowd, that Amlani Tatu goal sort of almost taken the wind out of the match.
It has.
In a day where there's been full of wind.
It has. I think you're right. I think there's a sort of quietness around the place now since that goal went in. Just sort of stunned everyone, didn't it? It's just a beauty.
But I must say how brilliant it is that we have Amlani Tatu to watch in particular. Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. You just put the curse on him. He's being substituted.
Frank Busasa to come on in his place. He formerly of Adelaide Croatia Raiders, of course, scored in their home derby last year against FK Belgrade. A big goal that was. Celebration too.
Yeah.
Another very promising young player.
Still young too.
Yep, only 19. Just that year older than Adelaide Tattoo, in fact. Kylo. John Hall under a bit of pressure from Battistella. Tussle there. Surrounded by a fuse, Bailey O'Neill.
Vas Parhas threw the ball to Adelaide United player there to take the throw, and he just let it go, didn't he? So
Ball's just not really sticking at the moment for Adelaide City. Offside there. Kylo. Abichu puts the ball out for the wide. Shouts of a corner, but won't be given. I think at this point in time, it's really a matter of sort of the clock just winding down at the moment, I think.
Well, we only have, what, 2-3 minutes to go of regulation time, and then injury time. There won't be too much of that. I don't think we've had much in the way of injuries in this second half. Arguably less time than we had in the first half, when we only played 2 minutes extra time in the first half, didn't he?
Absolutely. He's had plenty of goals in this match, though.
We need a wee recap. What happened in the 6th minute? We had
Harry Crawford, Yuki Kitano, and then
Joey Garuccio.
Joey Garuccio, yes.
Yeah,
And then Anwani Tatu doing what he does best.
I feel we got our money's worth today, though. I think it's been an entertaining enough game, and I hope the crowd are going to go away and having enjoyed themselves. Certainly well attended. A lot of the locals out with their Barossa United kit on.
Yeah, it's been a great venue to be at as well.
Nearly the effects, Mike.
I know. But it's been a lovely venue to be at as well this afternoon.
Didn't let us into the VIP lounge, though, did they?
Here's Busasa. Has the wide ball. Could they add to this tally of goals for the afternoon? Harry Crawford. His angle's a bit tight. Puts it in the middle for Battistella. Was looking for his goal against his former side. Henry Lynch needed to do well there. And it's actually, Kitano was coming from an offside position there, actually. Ball switched out wide to Frank Busasa. O'Neill. We enter additional time here now at the Barossa. White. Garuccio. Lynch. Sumovic. Again, him and Kitano. Trying to turn there is Luca Orman. Still with it against Battistella. They would have played with each other last year at Adelaide City, I believe, as well.
Yep, they would have. That was good play by Orman there. He got the best of his opponent, created despair. There was 3 of them on some at the start, and he managed to get the ball away.
He has been good since coming off the bench as Luca Orman. Only 19 as well.
Be good to see him get a bit more game time.
They've got Adelaide Croatia Raiders.
Offside.
Next weekend. Do Adelaide City away. Adelaide United have Modbury. That's home for the Reds in round 11.
Well, I've given up trying to predict this league, and we're often heavily criticised for our predictions anyway, aren't we, Seb? So,
I got today right, at least. I think I was the only one that said Adelaide United would win.
I can't remember.
No. I think all leagues here are tough to predict. You never really know.
But a big win for Modbury the other night, of course, as well. And West Torrens-McCullough today. Two bottom sides, you know, both with wins. And a new side at the bottom.
Who knows where this season will go. Headed away there. Still kept in. Busasa is fouled. Wins a free kick for Adelaide United.
Two minutes of additional time played.
As the sun starts to set here. Very picturesque. In a lovely part of the world. Ryan White with it now. Just having to battle against that one going out of play. It will be in Adelaide City. Throw, and Tom Brinkworth is quick to stop any shenanigans. Ball looking long. Header is one, looking for Yuki Katano over the top. Had some venom to it.
Yeah.
Just not the accuracy.
No. But when it left his foot, it looked like it was goal.
Yeah. Just been given the hurry up there, Ethan Cox, by Tom Brinkworth, the referee. Referees have had a good game today as well. Thomas Temby and Ethan McCormick as well on the assistant referees, but they've all done well to keep the players in the game in check this afternoon.
Yeah, no, very good officiating today again. And as mentioned in the first half, I think Mr. Brinkworth did a good job in letting the game flow. When he, you know, in the early days, he could have got the cards out early, and you know, if you book players early on,
set the precedent.
Yeah, it does, and it can stall the game. You know, players become more cautious and so on, and more upset and so on. So he did well. He let it flow, and I can't remember if we've had a booking yet. Have we had any?
I'm not sure. You're right. I'm not sure either.
Can't recall, but no, he's done well, and the assistants have done well too. So it's been, and that's what's contributed to us having a nice open flowing game of football. You don't want too many players on yellow cards, then you know it changes the complexity of the game and becomes a more cautious thing. And what's happening now?
Full time
is happening now.
Here at Barossa United Stadium, 3-1 the way of the Reds. A lovely afternoon had. Brilliant match, but I think the highlight being that wicked goal from Amalani Tatu.
Yeah, that's one we won't forget for a while. Nice to see a debut as well for a young player coming on for Adelaide City. But yeah, the highlight is obviously that Tatu goal. And Adelaide United, as the stats show, certainly on top in terms of both shots on goal and shots on target.
And there you go, not a single card at all this match, which is probably quite rare, to be honest.
And there was a little bit of niggle in it as well, wasn't there?
Absolutely.
There was a little bit of that feistiness as well. But that comes down to as we mentioned before, to mention the referees again. To not have bookings allows the game to flow better.
Absolutely.
And if it's not necessary, don't do it. And so I feel that's contributed to us witnessing a game today that has been thoroughly entertaining from start to finish.
Player of the match.
Thanks very much. All right. Tatu did nothing except that goal, really, did he? He was very quiet for most of the game. And the goals just happened, so Tatu's the name that immediately flashes into mind. But no, I don't know.
Good chat.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. Crawford was
Harry
good.
Crawford, I think, was very good in particular. Ethan Cox had a pretty decent game and goal as well.
He did, yeah. A good point, yeah.
Kept out probably maybe 2 or 3, possibly, by the end for Adelaide United.
I'm just not on the ball enough here for this. Across the field, I think the two we've named have probably been the best, haven't they?
Two I've named, more like.
The two that you've named, when you asked me for my opinion, have been the best, yeah.
Yeah.
Was okay.
The ones that you said yes.
Yes, the ones I agreed with. Yeah. No, I think the two that you've highlighted are you're probably right. Nobody really stood out for Adelaide City for me. But yeah, it was about the spectacle, I think, more than anything else today. And I think we got a game that we've thoroughly enjoyed as the Adelaide United players make their way over there to thank the ultras.
Absolutely.
Behind the goal.
Full time here at Barossa United Stadium. I've been Neil David. Thank you so much for joining me and coming up here to the Barossa.
Can't wait to get back into my car, I tell you, I'm freezing.
Thank you for joining us here if you've been watching online. Full time here at Barossa United Stadium. Adelaide United 3, Adelaide City 1.
Welcome back down to earth.
I've honestly got a headache from just the
I can imagine.
coming straight at the face.